What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for August 5th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Quick housekeeping note before we move on to today's episode. New Back to the Future is up. We take a look at Randall and Donovan's careers, discuss their Hall of Fame worthiness and merits in honor of the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony this weekend. Be sure you're also following me on all of my social media, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Jimbo_Mont, Instagram at Philly Jimbo. Been posting just various clips and just different things on both. So be sure to check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on social media. But definitely let me know what you think. I'm curious to know. I know there's definitely a lot of hardcore camps on either side. So that's why I looked into it. But let me know. All right, Phillies update. Tough loss. I'm not sure what to make of that game yesterday. Nola just did not look good. They lost 7-5 to Kansas City, who was one of those. I think they said they had the second worst record in the league. So they need to come back and play well today as well as tomorrow and take 2 out of 3 now. But just not a good loss for them at all. I will say the standing ovation for Trea Turner was pretty good. I think hopefully this should, and I know it won't, but it should put to bed the whole Philly fan narrative of being jerks and blah, whatever. You guys know I've gotten into it so many times about it. But, I mean, that just putting their support behind him. And I saw some clips and different things, too. You had some, of course, your numbnuts that were like, oh, no, you shouldn't do that. And I mean, I have to say that is the vocal minority and the very, very small vocal minority of Philly fans. But I also saw some comparisons to Ben Simmons, and it made me realize that back when Ben was really struggling the most, as much as we were upset about how he played in the playoffs, we were pretty much behind him a lot too. So those are 2 big examples right now of how Philly fans just get a bad rep. And unnecessarily as well. So hopefully, and I know it won't, but hopefully this is getting a ton of play nationally and helps to. You're never going to change it because we booed Santa Claus and threw snowballs at him. Don't ever forget that. But hopefully this will start to slightly put us in a different light and change that narrative somewhat. The final Phillies note for today is adios, Cole Hamels. He officially retired yesterday after 15 years in the league. We actually talked about him on this podcast a couple weeks ago when he threw the no-hitter in his final start as a Philly. One of the all-time greats. Obviously, we wouldn't have won the World Series in 2008 without him. So, Cole, thank you for your years in Philly, for being a part of that magical run from 2007 to 2011, and for just being lights out in the 2008 postseason. Again, we would not have won it without you. So thank you, sir. You are responsible for lots and lots of boys and girls being named Cole throughout the Delaware Valley because of your run during that time frame. So again, thank you. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Want more Phillies coverage? Check out our friends at 2008 Phils. They have the world's largest Phillies email newsletter. And for limited time, they're offering 75% off a subscription. Click the link in the description of this podcast. It's exclusive for this day in Philly sports history listeners. You get access to their full library of articles and insights, the archives, the discussion boards. You get that awesome 2008 World Series banner shirt that Cole Hamels helped us to raise. 2008 Phils will follow your Twitter account. And again, he's got a good following of Philly-centric people. So if you're looking to grow your brand or you're just looking to meet some cool people that share like-minded ideas about Philly sports, definitely worth checking out. You get access to the autographs, memorabilia, tickets, and all that other good stuff. And it's only $2 a month. or pay for the whole year for $20. I'm telling you, I've been saying it. It's worth it. Just for the t-shirt alone, it's worth it. And then you get all that cool access to the insights and the articles, guest posts, you name it, they got it. His Twitter account is an awesome follow as well. You obviously you're listening to this, so you like Philly sports history. There's a ton of Phillies history on there. Go check it out. Click the link in the description for your 75% off subscription. The description and the subscription. It's early on a Saturday morning, but we're getting there. All right, there is some Sixers news. I haven't really been updating because there hasn't been much, but the troll is back, Joe, and it wasn't long after the Trea Turner standing ovation, but Joe tweeted out LOL and just nothing. And again, he's messing with us, but it's just a matter of what is he messing with us. And then he tweeted out, then finally got it right, but with no context. Was he talking about Philly fans? Was he talking about something inside the organization? A lot of times he'll talk about soccer stuff. So who knows? But Twitter is abuzz with, what are you talking about, Joel? He's trolling us again, and it used to be funny. Now it's starting to get old, dude. You're the leader of the team. You need to act like the leader of the team and don't come out and say, oh, well, I was talking about something else. So more on that as it comes, and I'm sure we're never really going to know what he's talking about, but the troll is back. Couple quick Eagles updates. Patrick Johnson got hurt. Looks like a knee injury. He's probably out for the year. The linebacking core was a little bit shaky to begin with, but he was playing a lot at edge rusher, which is kind of a strength for this team, and there's a lot of depth there. So wish him a speedy recovery, but not good when anybody goes down with a knee injury in training camp, especially now that a lot of the injuries are non-contact because of the rules of the CBA. So speedy recovery to you, Patrick. Hopefully it's quick, pretty smooth, and not as painful as it could be. The other big story, which I really, really like, was everybody was talking about it, all the reporters that were at camp, is when I guess they were running a 2-minute drill. Jalen went out of bounds short of a first down, and Sirianni was not happy about it because he didn't do something right and really laid into him. And I like it for two reasons. One, it shows that Sirianni is equal opportunity. He doesn't care if you're Jalen Hurts or one of the last guys on special teams. The expectations are here, and you're going to have to meet those expectations. So the fact that he's yelling at Jalen Hurts at practice, I love. I also like the way Jalen Hurts did it, and it's a very old school mentality. He sat there and then did push-ups. Punished himself, kind of Willie Mays Hayes style from Major League, if you know what I'm talking about. Punished himself, did some push-ups, got better. And again, I don't know. I'm so excited about this team. I really, really think they have a very, very bright future this year. But they have the right mindset. They're taking it one game at a time, getting better a little bit each day. You know who else is getting better each day? PhillyGoat.com. It seems like every time I'm trying to not spend my money, they come out with a new t-shirt or new something that I have to spend my money on. So go check them out. They have a ton of Kelly Green stuff. Hugh Douglas has been promoting them. Great Eagles selection. They have an awesome Philly selection. We talked yesterday about the Philly boxing. You guys have seen me wear the Mr. Sandman shirt. Get compliments on that all the time, too. And as you're going to games and training camps and just down at the shore, I'm telling you, you're going to see a ton of people with the Philly Goat stuff. So go check them out so you're not left out. Do your back-to-school shopping so your kids can be cool. Make sure they have the authentic goat on the sleeve. Use that promo code Jim Montgomery for 10% off. PhillyGoat.com. They just want to take all my money. They're just taking my money, and it's it's okay. But go check them out. Jim Montgomery, the promo code for 10% off of your order. All right, today we're going to hop in the Wayback Machine, and we're going to go back to 1921. And on this day, August 5th, 1921, the Pirates beat the Phillies 8-5. No big shocker there because the Phillies were en route to their second ever franchise 100-loss season. For those of you keeping score at home, they've done it 14 times, and that's not including the 2 times they had 99 losses, but that's not what this is about. But prior to this game, which was on a Friday, you had to in order to know what was going on, you either had to go to the game in person, or read about it the next day in the paper, or watch the big scoreboard if you were outside the stadium. But on this day, things changed forever. Harold Arlen of KDKA, which is still stationed out in Pittsburgh, sat in a converted box seat at Forbes Field and broadcast the game live. And this was the first time ever that Major League Baseball was broadcast on the radio. Pirates fans were able to hear their Pirates beat the Phillies 8-5, but again, not a big deal because the Phillies had 100 losses that season. But pretty cool that this was the first time ever baseball was broadcast on the radio. For some of you younger people out there, even before TV, you had to listen to games on the radio. I still kind of enjoy listening to the game on the radio while I'm driving. But on this day, Harold Arlen of KDKA in Pittsburgh broadcast the first ever Major League Baseball game, an 8-5 Pirates win over the Phillies at Forbes Field. All right, it's August. 31 questions about the Eagles in 31 days. Today, I feel, is a pretty easy one, and ultimately it comes down, can Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown repeat what they did yesterday? Last year, Devonta had 95 catches for 1196 and 7 TDs. AJ, 88 catches, 1496 and 11 touchdowns. And truthfully, why not? Why can't they just repeat? And again, all of this, the caveat, is barring injury. But Jalen's going to be better. I mean, he's been looking sharp in camp, and everybody's been saying that. I know Elliott Shores Parks keeps track, and like he threw his first interception yesterday. So I think the running game is going to be better. We talked about the running backs yesterday. That's going to help them open up things a lot. And I think the thing is they're at least going to be able to repeat what they did last year for one simple reason. The schedule is going to be harder, which means the games probably are going to be closer, which means they're not going to be salting away the clock late in the second half. They're going to be forced to pass more. I highly doubt the Eagles are going 14-3 again. I hope they do. I don't see that happening, so that means more close games, which more opportunities for more catches, more yards, and things like that. I really think they have the right attitude, the right mindset. You had Brown a little bit last year with the he was a little upset in the one game, not making catches, but Sirianni addressed that immediately, which I love him as coach for things like that. And I think the two of them playing off of each other. I heard Goddard on Hugh Douglas's show yesterday talking about his goal is 1,000 yards. It's possible they have 3 1,000-yard receivers on this team. Could be a record-breaking year for this offense. So I think baseline, each should have 70, 75 catches and 1,000 yards and minimum 5 touchdowns, and that's baseline. So I don't see it as a question at all. Sky is the limit for them. So Devonta and AJ, I think, will be back again, barring injury. You never know what's going to happen, but I like these two. I think they might be one of the, if they're not the best, they're one of the top 3 receiving tandems in the league this year. So looking good. We will continue to break down this Eagles teams as we get closer to the start of the regular season. But again, sky is the limit for Devonta and AJ. On this day back in 1921, it was the first ever radio broadcast of a baseball game, in a game that the Pirates beat the Phillies 8-5, but the Phillies stunk that year. Go check out our friends at Philly Goat and 2008 Phils. If you have any way of deciphering what Joel was talking about, let me know. Check me out on social media, Jimbo_Mont. Be sure to check out the latest Back to the Future. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Random side note, not necessarily related to Philly sports, but if anybody out there has Eagles tickets or has any information about the WrestleMania ticket pre-sale. I know they keep saying they're going to do it, but I haven't gotten it yet. Let me know. DM me. Do something. But I'm looking for it because I want to take my son down to get tickets for it at the link. And usually they're good with pre-sales for events down there. But tomorrow we'll be broadcasting from Baltimore. We're taking the kids to the aquarium this weekend. But this has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Saturday. It's going to be a beauty. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.